I think
fantastic.
we also have a question on by Sam on what are some trickier digital marketing questions and how we can approach them. So we'll also pull up a trick question, a trick Q&A lecture we have specifically in our course that gives you a list of trick question and answers, and even how to answer those trick questions, how you should approach them, how you should tackle those questions. So all of that is covered in the course, because I'm aware, because I take digital marketing interviews, that we always ask these strict questions to trip up the candidate, because we want to test their confidence, we want to test their abilities, their knowledge, and all of that. While we're testing, we ask these strict questions to see how they handle those questions. So we'll definitely go into a section about trick questions, and I'll share all the answers there are for those trick questions as well.
So Salil, let's have a look at that now then quickly. And so I've got the course up here, and you were just talking about those trick questions. So, I mean, let's have a look at that. That's one of the lessons there. So maybe let's just go into that, as you were answering Simon already. And there's a lot more value and video lessons that they can get from enrolling into the course. But we're just looking at your teaching in the course, and I'm going to pop up, this list here, for example. So are there any there that you maybe wanted to touch on in more detail?
Yeah. So, for example, the first question is a trick question: is can we create the same KPIs? KPIs are key performance indicators across channels for easy tracking, right? So a lot of times companies fall into that trap, and they'll ask you, for example, impressions on YouTube, impressions on Google, impressions on Facebook, and impressions on LinkedIn are completely different forms of impressions. Because on YouTube, you will have higher impressions because there are more users that are scrolling through videos. On Google, your impressions will be less, but they'll be higher quality because they've searched for those exact keywords that you're targeting and they're interested in those keywords. Impressions on LinkedIn will be even further lower, but higher sales because they're professionals and business people who are more likely to make business decisions and give you sales, right? So impressions in itself are different ways, and you have to track them differently across channels. Same with views, same with clicks, same with click-through rates. So all the metrics of digital marketing will vary across all channels and all platforms. And the way I have answered this question is the same way you have to do in an interview. So if someone talks about performance indicators in digital marketing interview, tell them that, sir, digital marketing interviews have to be separate. The indicators have to be separate based on each platform. Success on each platform varies based on the way the platform works and the way you do the ad. So that's how you answer the question. You show confidence. You show your understanding of digital marketing platforms. You show your ability to convey your understanding of the platforms. Give an example, for example, example of impressions, or you can give an example of clicks as well, because you're higher or more likely to get clicks on YouTube, whereas you're less likely to get clicks on Google, and even less likely to get clicks on LinkedIn, right? So give examples and then bring the conclusion back that all indicators are unique, all platforms are unique, therefore each platform has to be tracked separately with their own performance indicators and metrics of success.
I love that one question that you teach in the course there. Can you get our company on the first page of Google? So maybe, I mean, as you talk about that trick question, let's talk about Google as a platform and how you can showcase your knowledge on Google. But, maybe just go into a bit more detail on the answer for that trick question there. And then Salil lead into Google as a platform for showcasing your knowledge in a digital marketing interview.
Yeah, so absolutely, right? Like this question is more from the perspective of a small business owner, because all small business owners want to be on the first page and want their business to grow 100x overnight. But that will never happen, right? Because Google algorithm tracks a lot of factors. One of them is age. So all the websites that have been there for a longer period of time, that have more ranking, more authority, will rank higher. Second is number of visitors per month. So let's say you want to sell a product. Amazon is getting millions of users on their website, and you want to sell a similar products, but your website will obviously rank lower, because Google knows if they send someone to the company, if they send someone to Amazon, they will have a better experience than sending someone to a newer website that they do not trust or not aware of, right? So Google has thousands of different metrics that go into the Google search algorithm. So no, you will not be on the first page, but the easier way is to be on the first page for long tail keywords. That's the best answer. because long tail keywords are easier to rank for. For example, let's talk about shoes, right? You will not be able to rank number one for shoes unless you have millions and trillions or billions of dollars as marketing budget. But you can rank for best shoes to buy in New York. That's a keyword that you can rank for because it's specific to New York, and best sneakers, for example. So you're targeting a type of shoe, targeting a location, and when you get into long tail keywords, you can rank number one. So as a small business or even as a big business, it's always better to target these keywords that have less competition, have higher volume, of course, but they are less competitive than those generic based keywords. And when you do that, then you can get on the first page. But you cannot get on the first page for keywords that are highly competitive, have companies that have billions and millions of dollars of ad budget, and you cannot outcompete those, but you can outcompete on long tail keywords. So that's the best strategy to do this year.